Hello, everybody. It's us again. So, Stefan here, Nate and Vanderlei,
Hi guys.
broadcasting from
Hello.
Ireland. Happy to see you. Happy to have you here with us today. And welcome all the Cardiac Radio listeners. We opened the bridge with the United States. So, thank you very much, guys.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, are you guys keeping today?
All good. All
Yeah,
good.
no
All good.
complaint.
Good.
It's not raining today in Ireland. It's a sunny day.
Beautiful. Yep.
I
Yeah,
don't know where. The
and
morning was
please
raining here.
don't keep to yourself that you're going to mount on Sunday, okay, Vanderlei? Don't need to tell everybody, okay? Yeah, don't need to say that, okay? Yeah, you're a
No
lucky guy
comment about.
because Malta is
No
in our
comments
green
about.
list.
It is. Yep.
Yeah, okay. So today our topic today is forgiveness, and we will kind of discuss about what it is, why you need it, what's the benefits, what's the consequences if you don't forgive. So we try to give you everything what we learned and the theory we know about forgiveness. Okay, so in order to start, let's do our initial prayer. So how you do today? Because Tuesday was Nate.
Yep.
So close your eyes if you can, if you're allowed to. So have a deep breath, but at the same time, it's mandatory here to open up your heart. Open up your heart and make connection with your mentors, with the superior spirits, asking them to be with us today, to be connected.
Technical problem, guys. Sorry.
Oops.
Steven is coming back in a second. But let's, as Steven was saying, let's be trying to connect ourselves with the good spirits, and let's be thankful for the lives we have. Let's try to enjoy this moment and appreciate each second we have in our lives, even the difficult times we are having sometimes, because they are like lessons for us to improve ourselves. Remembering that God only gives to us things in order to us to improve, because He is a God of love. Thank God, and so be it.
Amen.
Okay, guys. So since
Just
Steve is not here, yeah, I think he's coming back in a second. We're gonna send a message to him.
maybe he didn't realize because he was
Yeah.
maybe concentrating, didn't see that the connection fall.
So, guys, so today the topic, I think he's coming. Yeah, there we are.
Oh, you are back.
Yeah, I don't know.
I finished the prayer, Stephen, just to let you know.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's why it's good working. You know, the good thing is I didn't pray for myself here. You know, like okay. Let me start with a, a sentence for Mother Teresa about forgiveness. We forget that forgiveness is greater than revenge. People make mistakes. We are allowed to make mistakes, but the actions we take while we is a rage will haunt us forever. Pause and ponder. Think before you act. Be patient. Forgive and forget. Love one and all. If you judge people, you have no time to love them. Mother Teresa.
Great
So
words.
it's a short message, but says a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, especially coming from her.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, such a special person. And I'm sure she had to forgive so many people in her journey because a lot of people, once she started doing her work, they didn't agree with her ideas.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she got a lot of disagreements in her journey. But when you see her work, I cannot say that she loved everyone 100% because I'm not in her skin. But I could say that she was able to forgive, you know, anyone that may have tried to interfere in her journey of goodness.
Yeah.
She just,
Just say
yeah,
here, Mara, the topic today is forgiveness. Uh, okay. Badale, I'd like to go. I know you like to talk about it, especially on your talks. And you say a lot of things about forgiveness. I know it's important. It's crucial to forgive those who harm or did something wrong against us. But I think the most important forgiveness here is the self forgiveness. Do you agree with that?
I agree because you cannot forgive someone if you cannot forgive yourself. Because think like this forgiveness, when you take the word in English, forgiveness, is to give it someone. Forgive. So you have to give that feeling to someone. But at the same time, if you don't forgive yourself, how can you even grasp, you know, this idea of trying to say to someone, that's okay, if you cannot say that's okay for yourself? It's like a big stone. You carry that stone on your shoulder. And if you cannot make lighter to yourself that have stone, how can you make lighter to someone else? How can you carry someone else's stone if you're not able to carry your own stone or take from your shoulder? So I believe, honestly, I believe that forgiveness starts with yourself. Of course, when we mean forgive ourselves, it doesn't mean that each day I'm gonna go make a mistake and say, okay, I forgive myself, everything is good. You know, it's trying to understand, trying to learn with your previous mistakes, and try to not commit them again. But if you are in a stage that you are not able to not commit them again, you have to choose, as we spoke 2 days ago. You have to be like Paul, go and keep walking, because you know life is gonna bring you something bigger to you. So you have to be able to leave that heavy stone, that have burden behind. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it starts with you.
Made.
Yeah, no, I was just I agree with what you guys say, and something that's a question that comes to my mind. Sometimes it's like I said, we have to. No, like I said, we have to forgive ourselves to forgive others. But I realize that sometimes it's much easier you forgive the other than you forgive yourself. And sometimes it's much easier you say, "Okay, I forgive," and you work forgiving on the others, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't forgive yourself. Like I forgive the mistakes that the other do for me or whatever, but I don't forgive the mistake that I do. And why it's so difficult to forgive yourself? Why sometimes it's so hard to us to forgive ourselves and also hard to forgive the others.
I would say it's because we have in our conscious what we exactly did, and get rid of these is very difficult. So at the end, we know what we did,
Exactly.
exactly what we did.
So in the simple words, like, because when you forgive yourself first at all, you have to recognize that you did mistake, and you have to get responsibility for your mistakes as well. I think it's the first step, and then you forgive yourself. I think it's harder to forgive yourself because you have first to work with the responsibility as well. to deal with this. And it's not easy. And it's like you want to be. I know people. I know based on people that I know, and sometimes like you like I said, you are very harsh with yourself, and like you want to be perfect. You want to do everything perfect, and then if you do one mistake, and because if you did this mistake, you'll be judged by the others. Someone will come to you like, you did this wrong, or you hurt me, or I don't like this. So, and that is the feeling that will annoy you. I believe the feeling that you will be judged by the others as well. So this will make you feel like someone is judging me because I did wrong. And then some people create so much on this, give so much importance to this, that before someone criticize you, or before the other criticize upon your mistake, you do it by yourself because you don't want that the other do. And then you make a big deal of that. And then you'll be like a big circle that you go turn around yourself. I can't not do wrong. I cannot be wrong. I cannot do this. I cannot do that, because if I do, I won't forgive myself. I see a lot of this in our days.
Yeah.
But Steven, sorry, go ahead. I have a big mouth.
No, I would just say it's because we push us very hard at the same time. And sometimes we do things we don't have the intention to do, but for somehow we do it. And perhaps this is make us think that we are the least person, or that we are not good enough. So, and then we start to develop a kind of a depression situation, on the extreme case, people can kill themselves, and everything, it's a question, forgive them. This is one of the causes, among a lot of reasons. Perhaps this is one of the reason. But we need to start for a point. We need to have a single point to start everything. How is the best way to deal with that?
Steven, I have here a comment from Mara. She says that because we have to deal with our own mistakes, it's like made a really interesting question. Why it's harder for us to forgive ourselves? I believe at the same time, because when I forgive Nate, I don't have to be with Nate every day, for example. Okay, I'm going to say, "Oh, Nate, I forgive you. Thank you very much. Bye." But maybe in my heart, I don't really forgive. I didn't really forgive Nate, and also because Mara said we have to deal with our own mistakes. So why is it hard for us to forgive ourselves? Because you have to deal with the things that you did with you 24 hours per day. Like while you are forgiving the other may be somewhere else, may even if it's your partner, it's the other. And once it's the other, we always say it's more or less his fault. You see an example.
He needs to deal with his own mistakes. I need to deal with mine.
Yeah, he has to deal with, that's it. It's like, because sometimes when we think about forgiveness, we always say, oh, I have to forgive the other. But how about the other forgive us? Which most of the time in our level of evolution, like we don't really forgive many times people. People, most of them, they forgive us. When Peter came to Jesus and asked, Master, how many times should I forgive my neighbors? Until 7 times, 7 plus 7 times 7. And Jesus says, no, you have to forgive for 7 times 7. But basically, if you see Peter's way of thinking, he asked this, how many times I have to forgive? So Peter put in a position that he doesn't make mistake, or if he makes just a little. But he forgot to imagine that how many times the others they have to forgive him. So
Yeah.
that's the question we have to make ourselves. How many times will the other ones must forgive me? Forgive me. Because you put in a position yourself, you understand your position, that we are still learning. We are not above the others. I don't know if it makes sense. What do you guys think?
No, I understand. It completely makes sense because I believe there is a lot kind of forgiveness and a lot kind of situation that we can work with. You know,
Yeah.
I think this subject is very very large, and we can go through many aspects of forgiveness. And this is what makes it so interesting to talk about it. And yes, I believe I completely agree with that, because like you said, first, we are not perfect. You know, we are here to learn. We are all here on the same boat, like Stevens always remember us. If you are here and you think you are perfect, I'm so sorry, you got the wrong bus or the wrong train, right,
That's
Steven? Like we always say. So
Yeah.
yes, we are here, we fail all the time. Everybody will fail. So we have to be patient with ourselves, and we have to be patient with the other as well. We have to forgive ourselves, and we have to be learning how to forgive the others. It's, everything is a process that we have to go through. And forgiveness, I think, is one of the most important process that we are here to learn.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the main point of everything. What you say, Stephen?
My mouse is stopping here. Yeah, I agree, but this is come up what like Mother Teresa said. If you judge people, you have no time to love them. So we spend more time judging, and like a perfect example. My dad used to say, when you pay the bills with someone paycheck, is easy. For example, oh, Vanderlei, you earn $100,000 per
hope.
year.
I hope one day. One day. I hope.
Okay, so, and it's easy. I say, oh, I don't know why Vanderlei is complaining. He's always short of money, because if he earns 100K and he pays this, it's at minimum he save 50% of his salary. So it's easy to say towards someone. But when he's with us, is like when you said 2 days ago. It's like when you are sick. You is a competition. No, I am sinus. I have sinus, but my sinus is worse than your sinus.
Hmm.
So what I'm trying to compare here is, when we talk about the others, is easy and very uh, pleasant to say, oh, it's you. It's your fault. It's your problem. You need to do that. It's your son. It's your this, your everything yours, but nothing new.
Yeah. It's like when people they come and they start, as you Stephen say, you are just judging the others. It's like a mother or like a parent. They go and they see the other kid's neighbor, and they see, let's say, a kid went to jail because they committed a mistake, and you go there and you start to say, you see, everyone in the jail they must die. Each one in the jail they must die, and you have this kind of thinking. I'm not here trying to make anything political, but what I'm trying to say is, people who support the death sentence, sometimes most of them they have no children in prison. Once you have one children of yours in prison, you're gonna say, maybe that's too
Think
much.
about it. Huh?
Let's think about. So once you are in the situation, as Stephen was saying, it's much, much harder. That's why many times Jesus came to us and he set examples, putting the apostles in their shoes of those who are failing, you know? So we have to understand that if you use the simple principle, okay, I have to forgive that person. Yes, that person made something against me. Okay, but what if I in that position? Haroldo Dutra used to say, we condemn our brothers, but what if we had the same banana skin, on the floor? Maybe I think we would fail also. We would commit the same mistakes if we're in the same situation as that person. So if you put yourself in the others, you have less time to condemn. And I'm not saying that people who really do bad things, like really things they shouldn't do, they don't have to pay according to the law. They have to, we have law for that. But at the same time, we have to use law, not like trying to use our own passion, own emotions to judge the others. Use law, using data that you have, That's why you have judges, you have lawyers. Otherwise, we would start to, if you just put what we think, once we are judging the others, I think would be like Gandhi said, if an eye for an eye, and the world will be blind. A tooth for a tooth, and there will be no more. And we're gonna be Banguelo. Forgot how it say. We're gonna be without
Toothless.
teeth.
Oh,
Toothless.
toothless. Toothless.
So we have to find this balance. What do you guys think?
Little comments from the Christian agenda.
Yep.
Along a stony road, do not throw rocks at others. Employ the stones in useful works.
That's it.
It's exactly what you just said.
Yep.
Because we are in a stony road.
Yep.
Okay? We are. Everybody else. But what we do, we spend more time throwing stones at someone else than make that stones working in our favor.
Or to do something good to the others, to the situation.
Exactly. No. Like if you have, it's like doing a recipe. You need to bake a cake. Okay, but let's say you just have eggs and flour. You need to bake a cake.
That's it.
With whatever you have. No, I don't know if you don't have sugar, you don't have oil, but you need to bake a cake. And it's like those parents when they try to do everything they could to give to the children what they received when they are young. A lot of parents say this. Oh, I suffered too much when I was young, and I won't make my kids suffering. First of all, it's proof that you didn't forgive your parents because no one comes with instructions how to. When crying, do this. When have this. Nobody learned how. Born with instruction how to be a parent. Okay, but one thing we are saying, the person we are today, it was built by the lessons and the rocks we have faced during our lifetime. So I would say, coming back to that example, a parent don't want to do to their children what they suffer. Okay, agree, it's no problem. Don't suffer, but teach the moral values. Show them that my dad, my mom, this to me, but I forgive them. In the same way, I need to teach you this lesson, but I will do this differently. But what we do instead, just don't do it. Just raise the hands. No, I suffer too much. No, I won't do it. So the basic point is we need to get rid of our past in terms of bad memories, or at least use that bad memories in our favor.
True.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah, and you talk about, especially on this kind of, don't say traumas, but things that we carry on, especially for the childhood, that we still live in this kind of feeling nowadays and everything, all the traumas that we suffer on the past, and then we still carry on this. I feel that is something that we have to work on, of course, and many of the times depend of the kind of traumas, because I know that it's very you use the family, and I go a little bit from the other side, because you know that some parents are really unfair with the children, and there is people that suffer kind of really serious traumas on the young stage
Yeah.
of the years, and of course they have to search for help to heal this, because forgiving in this case is much harder than we think, because it's something that we know that this can be very hard, and I don't want to go through any situation there, because I think it's not fair. But the point is, forgiving is a process that many times we need help when we are not able to do ourselves. But first of all, is a choice. The person have to choose to forgive. I think it's our decision. The first step is, I choose and I want to forgive, and I want to work this, I think.
Or perhaps you need that drama to make the other people feel pity of you, and this makes you feel better.
Sometimes in situation, yes.
But guys, there is the other side of forgiveness that sometimes we forget to bring, I think, which is the therapeutical way, as we said in the beginning, for ourselves. What I'm trying to say, once I forgive Stephen and Nades, I'm not doing good for them. I'm doing good for myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm someone who always have, going back to the beginning, that a huge amount of stone is my back, it's harder for me to walk. If I want to climb the Everest mountain, if I have a lot of gear, what do I have to do on the middle of the journey? I have to throw things away. If we don't understand that in our journey, forgiveness is never going to be for the other, most of that is going to be always for ourselves. Forgiveness, if you really be cold, it's an act of selfishness. Selfishness is the wrong word, okay, guys? Sorry for that. There is the lack of word here. But what I'm trying to say is that forgiveness is always good for us. Once you are able to forgive, you are able to carry less stones in your back. So many times Chico Xavier used to say, Chico, but how can you forgive that person? That someone Chico used to ask, forgive what? The guy just did this to you or whatever. And Chico said, really? I didn't realize. So because Chico didn't take that, that grudge against that person. And Chico understood, if I'm able to forgive the others, I'm going to be able to walk freely. And Nate said something quite nice. Sorry if I'm making myself long, which is about the choice. And Stephen said something about the family also. This movie here, The Shock from 2017, or A Cabana in Portuguese, it's a movie which I really enjoy, to be honest, because it shows this a man, a father, who has to forgive someone who caused the damage in his family. I'm not going to be saying about the movie, otherwise there will be no point of watching. Spoiler. But he had to choose because he wasn't able to go live with his wife and I think two other children. So because someone caused the harm to one children, he wasn't being able to live with three other people that he loved. So he had to make a choice to keep going. even it was really, really hard for him. And then, as Stephen say, and as we were saying here, then he starts to understand why that person did what that person did towards against him or against his daughter. And then he starts to understand, and then he put himself in the position of the one who did the evil thing. Then his mind starts to open. What I'm trying to say that once you understand, once you try to put yourself, as we were saying, the others, and once you start to see with less emotion, things become easier. And it's a choice, as Nate said. You have to choose. I want to live freely. I want to live light. To do this, I must leave things behind. So I recommend this movie to you guys, if you guys want to have a look. It's a wonderful movie, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. So go ahead, Elaine.
No, I was just saying because he say about the psychological aspect of the forgiveness. This just I made a very quick research. Even when I did the speech about the forgiveness, if you just type forgiveness on Google, you will see there is so much websites, health websites, and doctors talk about how important forgiving is for our health. Forgiving is not something just about religion or something about, it's about health. It's making us healthier. Forgiving is something that make us sick, because it's like the phrase, like it's like when you keep the hatred in the you refuse to forgive someone. It's like you drink poison, expected that they will die. But you are the one who becomes sick.
Yeah.
That is like,
Yeah.
and there is a lot of research that is proof that the people that they are bitter, that they are greedy, they don't forgive the others, they have too much this hatred, this feeling on their life, they are less healthy than the others. And when they do a therapy, there is a lot of forgiveness therapy today, guys. It's incredible how they are work on this. When they do a forgiveness therapy and you go through the other process and you forgive, you release this weight that you are carrying on, like Evangelist said, you start to live a different life. Even if you have, for example, is this proved that people with this kind of behavior, that they are unforgivable person, they have problems on the blood pressure problems, they have heart problems, they have even back pains related to this as well, because you are, the tension in your body.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other problems, health problems that affect your day by day, your body, because you are carrying on these feelings. Once you work on and you release this, you feel much better. And they are proved that people are recover much better and much quicker when they have this kind of therapy and they on the treatment. How this work on, and it's scientifically proven. There is a lot of research, scientific research on the websites and the internet about it. So it's not something just something that is important for our health as well. So how important forgiving is in our life? How important is deal with this? It's like a secret for a long life.
Yeah. So basically, what you were saying, Nate. But first of all, say so. We have today Guilherme Velho with us. So be prepared, my friend. You will be with us on the 4th of August. So you'll be on the spot. No worries. Your time is coming. Uh, so basically, what you are saying, Nate, is forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you.
Exactly. Perfect words. Perfect.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. It's a long process sometimes, but yes.
And we think we are prisoner of someone, but we are prisoner of ourselves. Yeah, because I I saw one day a talk given by Rossando Klinge.
Mhm.
It's a speaker in Brazil. He's a psychologist, and he gave a speech, and he said, "It's like when you." Sorry about the words I'm gonna use here, but I'm saying what he said. It's like when you vomiting, everything was bad for you, and you put this in a container,
Mm.
and you keep this vomiting for you,
Yeah.
and you keep this container with you for many many years, and every time when you are feeling, you catch yourself open up the container and smelling that. I hope this is not vomiting, okay?
It's really bad.
You know, it's like everything was bad for you, you keep it to yourself, and you like to keep remember it. No, well, sorry, woman, but I have to say, it's like when a fight between a husband and wife, huh? Because in 1987 at 3 o'clock p.m. you did this to me. No,
You are saying. I'm not gonna
no,
say anything.
no. I'm saying it's what I'm saying here is instead of let it go, we always keeping. And for men as well, like a man when he receives when a man is not a relationship, man is more related to work. Oh, because my boss 2 years ago he did this, and let it go.
Yeah. But
It's hard.
it's hard, but I'm gonna go back to what Nate said, something that we bring to the speech, but here we are just chatting, you know. So we are giving opinions. But think like this: forgiveness, as Nate said, is a process. Because
Yeah.
it's much easier for me to forgive Stephen once Stephen comes to me and he said something about my hair, for example. But when someone does really harm my family or myself, that takes time. And Givaldo Franco, through Joana de Angelis, they say that we have to also to respect this process. We cannot condemn ourselves. So if Stephen really did something bad against me, if I'm trying to forgive Stephen, but I still can't, it's okay. Sometimes Andrea Luiz explained to us that takes hundreds of years for a spirit to forgive certain thing. Of course, he's talking about extreme cases. You know, imagine someone in our previous lives. I go to Stephen's house and I burn his house and kill everyone. Of course, it's an extreme case. Thank God, these things they're not happening as before. Sometimes we get some crazy people who are still doing that. But Joan explained to us, if you cannot forgive your brother today, that's okay. Leave that pain. Accept that you have that anger in your heart. But Joanna says also, but at the same time that you start to enjoy that anger, then you start to hurt yourself, and then you start to
Bravo.
acquiring, let's say, karma. You start to acquiring debt in the spiritual law. So I cannot forgive Stephen, but once I start to say, okay, this Stephen, blah blah blah, I'm gonna hurt him back, and you start to enjoy this, then you are in trouble. You know, so takes time, but really be careful because sometimes we enjoy to see the others that hurt us suffering also, and that's not good. I cannot
Yeah,
forgive. Okay,
you
but
said
Very
something.
well said.
you
Very
know,
well said.
so there
I
is we
love
have
that.
to understand these nuances. You know,
That
what
then
you
you
guys.
say that is the a psychologist that I was listening on the podcast, and he said about something about this as well, because he said that forgiveness has two types of forgiveness: the decisional decisional forgiveness is the experience of granting forgiveness without eliminate the emotions. Also, it's like
Okay.
when we forgive someone that you say, Vanderlei, did you forgive Stephen for the things that he did with you? And you say, yeah, I forgive. You know, like
Please.
I forgive. But on the heart, you didn't forgive. You
Yeah.
still carry on that feeling. And the emotional forgive is when you really forgive someone, when you forgive from your heart, with feeling. When you put your feeling on that. So, yeah, I believe that sometimes we have to start somehow. The first steps can be like this first forgiveness, the more rational forgiveness, I can say. When you say, okay, I want to forgive someone, and I will work on this forgiveness till the day that I don't feel this anymore. It's like our friend Brandon always used to say, fake till you make it,
Fake it
right?
till you make it, yeah.
At least we start somehow. But the best way and the truly way to forgive someone, and then we are able to talk about it, that situation, or you are able to remember that situation without feeling that hurt, without feeling that pain. That is the truly forgiveness. I could say, when you think about it, like Stephen used that disgusting example. when you talk, when
You
you
know,
talk, but okay, but was Rossandra.
Sandra did it.
All right, I give you 1 point. And then you don't smell that vomit anymore. We are able to remember that without having that disgusting feeling. That and when you really work on.
Yeah.
But to get to this point, it's very important we start somehow. We give the first step.
Yeah.
And I always just go for the first step for me is you have to accept and you have to choose. It's a decision. You have to take a decision. From the moment that you take a decision, I don't want to feel this anymore because I want to be free, then you are giving the first step. This doesn't mean that the pain go away.
No.
Sometimes it's a long process. Sometimes you're going to need help. Sometimes you're going to need a lot to work on. If you're not able to forgive, to look at the person and forgive, start to use some like techniques, like prayer is a good way. Try to vibrate in a elevate thoughts. Try to put this person in your prayers. Try to do how can I say exercise of meditation when you put the person going away of you. Mentalization, yes.
Yeah,
I have tried this.
imagine you are forgiving them,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine just in your thoughts that you are forgiving, that the person is going free for you, is going to the light. Start to exercise the bad thoughts that you have against this person to good thoughts. Like I say, you don't like this person that work with you because this person is really annoying and is doing a lot hassle for you at work. Imagine him get a promotion far away or in a job like in another city, in another country, and go live very well and healthy and rich, but
another
far away from
country.
you.
Go
It's a
far
good,
away, yeah.
yes. Don't imagine that I desire that the person die because I can't look at him anymore. Or that I wish that he lose the job just to be away from me. No, transform this is something good. I wish that he get a promotion, that he go away, he go to the US and live for me, be very rich with a long life. Good. I did something.
Thanks for you, Steve, on US.
No, no.
Yeah. Nady, Cassie is asking you to say which podcast you saw that.
Oh, is one. The name is the science behind forgiveness. If she put on the YouTube, the science. I will copy her. I will copy here the name. Second, I will copy.
You
How to
have
copy
to
this?
put as a banner. Copy and create a banner.
First I have to copy. Wait. Yes, it's by Dr. David Puger. I think he's American. I didn't have too much time to check his background against, but he said really good, important things for me, like things that really matter. And he talked about Jesus as well. He gives Jesus as an example for those who are religions, because he don't go for the religion side. He go for the science because he's a psychologist and psychiatric. This website is everything about this. And I will put in the comments on the chat here. I think it's going.
Yeah.
See.
Okay.
I think you can see here on the.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the name. If you just put this on the YouTube, you're gonna find him. And I was 4 to 5 minutes of podcasts, and he talked about forgiveness, how this will be affect our life in a good way. How do we work on this? And even for and he talked about very different aspects of forgiveness, and this I think that is very useful, really,
Yeah.
because it's about mental health, it's about health life, you know.
Yeah. But what I want to say, like, see how human beings work. From the time we have the pandemic time well, okay, we are still on the pandemic time, but when we are in the lockdown situation in the UK, uh, we didn't see any commercial about a lawyer giving his card or giving his details to to allow you to sue professionals like doctors or lawyers or any other. So if you feel you were treated unfair, let's sue that person. Here's my number. Okay.
Mm.
We see quite often before pandemic time. Okay. But after, during the pandemic, during the lockdown, we didn't see any commercial like that. And instead, we are saying, "Oh, let's applaud the healthcare workers and okay." But now we have passed through this. That commercial is back again. And also you see, oh, if you had COVID and you think you are treated unfairly, please bring me and sue your doctor. So how someone with this mentality can think about forgiveness?
So then we're gonna go to change the topic, because then we're gonna have to talk about the planetary transition. So
No, I'm not. I'm saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We need to change our mindset.
yes, we do.
We need to think that, like the phrase I said, like we need to think that we are the prisoner, and we need to set us free. Setting us free, it's setting us free from our prejudices, from our selfishness, from our misunderstandings, accepting that we are not perfect. And like Nate said, this is a process.
It's a process.
It's a very difficult and tough process. You will not get this from day to night. Like you wake up today, oh, I forgive everyone who harmed me. No, it's a process in which you need to try. Of course, start with the easiest thing, then go to the hardest thing. But it's something you need to work with you. You need to investigate with you. How many people are not talking with their parents? How many people are not talking about with the friends? How many friends raise the fingers who doesn't have any friend who betrayed you? And at the moment you trust in that friend, at the moment you said, no, this girl is loyal to me, and somehow they harm you.
But
So we
Steven,
need to start.
but we have from what you said about friends, for example, we have to understand that forgiveness is not to forget. So we cannot forget
Exactly.
anyone who hurts us.
I'm not saying we need to forget.
Yeah. Otherwise, we have Alzheimer, because yeah, forgiveness, to forget things, it's not something natural. But what we have to understand, basically, according to Jesus, is that forgiveness is not to give to the other what the other has given to you. But sometimes we have to understand that, let's say, maybe she's my friend, but then I start to realize that her friendship is something quite toxic to me. I'm not gonna hurt Nate, but sometimes I'm gonna have to choose for myself, for my own good. Nate is there and I'm here. Is that the correct way? Is that the perfect way? No. According to Jesus, that's not the perfect way. Because Jesus set an example to us that we must forgive and try to live with each other. But as you said, as Nate said, it's a process. So until I cannot deal with Nate because she's too toxic to me, I'm gonna say, Nate, stay there. But because she's my friend, if she needs anything, it's my duty, it's my obligation to say, if Nate raise her hand, I really need help, go there and help her, because she's your friend. But at the same time, you are my friend, but cannot live with you for now, because Spiritism teaches us that we're gonna be loving each other. But when I mean love, I mean really love, like each other. But when Jesus said we must love our enemy, he never said you must love your enemy now. When Jesus said that to us, he was thinking about 3, 4, 5,000 years time, because he understood the nature of humanity. He understood the level that we are. So it's not something easy. So as we said, if you cannot forgive that friend, if you cannot live with that friend, as long as you don't want to cause any harm to them, unfortunately, it's okay. For now, we have to use this yet and for now, because we know that the perfect is to be able to deal with that person. It's not easy, but
Yeah, that is very important, Vanderlei, that you say that, especially not just for friendship, but even for our relationship. You know,
yeah, any kind of
it's
relationship, yeah,
very
of
important.
course.
Any kind of relationship, even it can be with your husband, wife,
Mm,
partner, your friends, even your parents. You know, we have
yeah,
to consider it is very important that you know the limits, you know, for that and give time.
give time, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that is very important, and doesn't mean that forgiving is that you don't feel. You know, you still feel, angry, anger, and sometimes disappointed, and all this process, like we said, is a process of feeling things and processing things. It's not because I feel that I will keep it. You have to learn how to feel and how to let it go. You know, okay, you feel angry, you feel, frustrated. You, of course, when someone betrayed to you, when someone hurt you, but let it go. Learn how to let it go. Don't keep it this feeling. It's normal that you feel. It's normal to have that feeling, but it's not good to keep it. You have to always have this in mind. I think it's important.
Agree.
Yeah, I agree. I would say it's like if forgiveness was something not important in our Father given by Jesus on
Yep.
Matthew 6 9 to 13. Yeah,
Don't remember
probably.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And in which he says, uh, and forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors. So he put this in an example of how to pray. And what most important on Matthew 6:14, Jesus explained that.
Yeah.
And he said, for if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you.
That's it.
So he gave an explanation why we need to forgive them, why we need to exercise the forgiveness. Again, this is not gonna happen day for night. This is forgive doesn't mean forget. No, you not forget. You not erase this from your memory and say, like Vanderlei said, we do not have Alzheimer. Okay, but we need to exercise it. And I use Vanderlei words again. When you don't feel pleasure in order to harm someone because they did this to you, that's a good start.
Definitely, yeah.
If that remember that episode is not making you feeling better, that's a good start.
Yeah.
So I think that's the message for today. We need to keep trying. No matter how many times we fall, how many times we raise, we need to forget. We need to try. We need to give us a chance to try.
Yeah, it's like Vanderlei said at the beginning. We have to always remember, forgiving. We're not doing forgiveness for the others. We do it for ourselves. It's something that we do to ourselves, not to the other. It's like I said, I forgive you, whatever you did for me. If you don't forgive me, that's your problem, not mine, because my part is solved. I'm not will carry on that anymore. I'm not taking this for the other life. I'm not taking this with me. As this reminds me, when you said about Jesus, the word that Jesus said, go and reconcile with your enemy while it's time. And this reminds me how many times we see families that they are hate each other, even kids and sons and daughters, fathers and mothers, that they don't talk for years, and then when the parents pass away, or the kid pass away, we see so many pain, and then you carry on this for long, and sometimes even to next life. That's important that we have this in our conscious. Let's do this to set us free, not just free from this life, but for the next life as well.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, good one.
Otherwise, you're gonna be reincarnating with that kind of group of spirits forever.
Because your next life is being prepared today.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
What you are today will tell me how gonna be your next life. So if today you are feeling crap, everything is horrible, hey, try to change now. Otherwise, you have a good chance to be having a horrible life next time.
And think like this, Stephen. If I don't know who is watching us exactly here, but if there is anyone here who is watching us and doesn't believe much, likes Spiritism, but doesn't believe much about the Spiritism and doesn't believe in any kind of religious aspect, doesn't believe in the words of Jesus, that's fine. So take what Neg said. Go to the psychological aspect of psychology. Go to the philosophical aspect of psychology. So you don't have to believe in what you are saying here, Spiritism, religion, Jesus. No. But if you really see that there is many groups of people, many professionals, many good people, many, I don't know, what's the word, many experts who are saying that forgiveness is something good for you and for the others. And that's something that we're going to have to do it. Otherwise, we're going to have cancer, we're going to have all these problems. So you can choose what you're going to believe. As long as you do, doesn't matter what you believe. Or if you don't believe in anything, it's okay. Just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Okay, guys, it's time.
That's
you
very
have to
good.
Forgive us, but we need to leave. We need to forgive. So, Marielle, just because next week you're going to be in a sunny Malta, please do the final prayer.
Stephen?
And we forgive you in advance.
Yeah, before
Nate, forgive Stephen because he forgot. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vanderlei. I will just give you more few minutes before you do our beautiful final prayer. Just to give the announcement, guys, that we're back with live every Sunday, 11:15, so 11:15. Every Tuesdays at 7:15, and every Thursday 7:15. And if you'd like to join us on the study group, we are doing a close study of the Spirits book every Wednesday, coordinated by me and Tanya Moore. If you have interest in participating with us in our studies, just send an email for us, and I will send you the link. right? Don't need to be an expert in spiritism. Just if you have an open heart and want to learn more about spiritism with us, to study, be free to join us.
Thank you, Nate. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah. And that next Tuesday we will have Adam Osborne with us.
Great.
Great.
Okay.
So, Wanderlei, be free.
Okay, Vanderlei.
Okay. So for those who feel comfortable, please close your eyes. Let's take a deep breath. Try to calm down our thoughts and our minds. Let's be thankful for the moment that we have here among friends, studying Spiritism, the works of Allan Kardec, and the Gospel of our Master Jesus. Let's be thankful for the lessons which Jesus brought to us regarding forgiveness. Let's remember that Jesus himself had to forgive all those who put him in a cross in a situation that he didn't deserve. But even though he forgave everyone that caused him any kind of harm. Let's use his examples. The example of Martin Luther King, who forgave those ones who were against his way of trying to eliminate racial issues in American world. Let's be thankful for the words of Gandhi, who forgave those who are trying to dominate his country. Let's be thankful for all the examples that we have, all the good spirits who came to earth and tried to help us to understand this beautiful lesson. But also, let's be thankful for each difficult situation that we had in our lives, which gave to us the chance to exercise forgiveness. Because we have to remember that we are still in need to learn how to forgive. And there is no way of forgiving anyone without people. So let's be thankful for those people around us, even those who cause harm to us, disagree with us, and try to make our life harder. That's not my lesson. That's the lesson of Jesus. So be it, and thank you.
So,
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kardec Radio.
thank you very much.
Everyone.
Thank you, guys. We are closing the bridge. USA, have a nice day. Ireland, have a nice evening. Brazil, have a nice afternoon. Canada, also have a nice day. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.